Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Honey Flow Talk Show. Good to see all you guys. Definitely come through with your comments too. We got a special guest. Her name is Cynthia Fong. She does an amazing talk show out of the Bay Area, killing it on the West Coast as well. So we're going to talk about that. She's a licensed social worker, is doing many amazing things in the community as well. I know I've been on her show to talk about mental health and all kinds of different topics, which I always enjoy when I get a chance to check out her show. So definitely add her, Cynthia Fong, and also welcome Facebook and YouTube as well. Make sure you make your way down to twitch.tv/DJ Honeyflow. And yeah, let's bring her in and should be a great conversation. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you
Hi,
doing?
everyone. I'm doing good. How's it going, honey
Good.
Flo?
It's been interesting. I think the last couple days with all the flooding, I'm sure you guys have seen online. So it's been an interesting couple days, but it's been good. It's been good.
Good. And we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to come on today, to be
Yeah,
honest.
my power was out like at least a couple hours yesterday, but thank God there was no flooding in my house. But if you guys Google Toronto, my prayers go up to different people in Ontario. A lot of their places got flooded, and just even the DVP. If you just Google it, it's crazy, you guys. Within a few hours, it was water, past your knees. Is well, probably up to my neck because I'm only 5'1". How tall are you? I feel like
I'm al-
you're
I'm shorter than you.
really? That's what
We're
I
about the
thought.
same height. Yeah, like I'm a five, almost 5'1", but five. Hi, one and only B. How's it going? There
You look
goes my
you look
mom.
so tall. Oh, how you doing? One and only B. Good to see you. We got Jessica G in the building too. Good to see you.
Hi, Jessica. Also one of my mods. Thank you for both of you for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not tall. We
Okay.
need to meet.
I know. You know what I was thinking about doing is like a raid train. We're gonna do it like call it like the meatball or the shorty raid train, like 5 foot and under, like Chris Cut and
Yes,
Nerd Chris, like a bunch of us are all the same height. So I was like, oh, that DJ Tila, that would be kind of dope
that is
doing that
hilarious.
because no one's doing that yet. So
Yeah, the
you never know.
shorty's like raid train.
Exactly. So I kind of thought, oh, we should try that. So are you
Yeah.
actually from, is it San Francisco or the Bay Area? Like
Yeah,
originally?
I'm from the Bay. I was, raised in Fremont and San Francisco, but born in San Francisco. So,
Oh,
I'm all
okay.
over the place now, but still in the Bay.
Nice. Yeah, awesome. So what would you say about the Bay, like for someone across the world or even coming from Canada? What would you say that it has to kind of offer your city?
Well, I would say definitely the weather. We don't get a lot of floods like that. So it's definitely the weather. The weather is really mild and it's not too hot and it's not too cold. Unless if you're in the city. If you're in the city and Daly City, it's usually sometimes like foggy, but outside of San Francisco and Daly City, it's really nice. And we'll get like some hotter spots in certain areas, but I would say the number one thing is the city. It's
Awesome.
the city is it's the weather. Hi,
Okay,
Jessica,
awesome.
I see you with she put Clay. I'm a Clay Thompson fan. She put the,
Oh,
Clay area.
yeah, I think I saw that on Instagram. It seems
Yeah.
like you definitely love and follow him.
Yes, I call him my boyfriend.
Mhm.
Love
Uh-oh.
him.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh, you know what I mean,
I
honey Flo.
mean, we could have a bit of competition because yeah, Clay's definitely a nice looking guy for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. So yeah, so I find it interesting too. Like I'm
Uh-huh.
kind of trying to understand, I guess, your whole Twitch journey, like how you
Yeah.
started a talk show. Did you kind of start off as a mod when you were starting on Twitch?
Yeah. It started during the right when the pandemic hit. I actually was, following DJ Alpha Music on Facebook, and he was going live, but hi, Irish Ted, how are you?
I'm gonna
Uh,
remove this comment, but anyways, yeah, keep
I don't
going.
know.
No,
So
it's just bugging me.
so, it started actually on Facebook because you know how it was cutting off a lot of the DJs, right, the music?
Mhm.
And so, Alpha Music decided to go on Twitch so that it would stop that. And I actually was listening to him on Facebook, and then I went over to Twitch with him. I started my account, but then I was just browsing. I was trying to figure out what Twitch was. And as he then fully went on, I was on his channel first, and then I became a mod. And then with other DJs, like I met other DJs, through his channel. So that was the start of my journey. Happy Wednesday, Yenta. How are you?
Hi, Yenta. Thanks for coming through. Irish Ted with the jokes coming out strong right away. That's hilarious. I was spinning at Father Damien's church, like house music, and they tried battling me to run up against a kid. I don't know if he was 4 or 5 years old.
Oh my
So he
gosh.
ended up
Oh,
beating me, so that's what he's messing me with. That
that's
comment.
what they're talking about. Okay, that's what Irish Ted is talking about.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
is cute.
How you doing, Steve? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through as well.
Hi,
Okay,
Steve.
and oh yeah, we got Silent Killa. He's a gamer too on Twitch. Make sure you guys are. He's actually from the West Coast too, so you might
Ah,
know him. Silent Killa.
hi, Silent Killer. I'm from the Bay. Where are you from?
Yeah, I think and he does a lot of basketball games too. So, do you actually
Mm.
game as well?
No, I was a basketball mom, and my daughter played basketball 11 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So she was, traveling, and she coaches now.
Oh
So
wow.
I still watch her basketball games when she coaches now. So she came from being a player to getting hurt, and then, but she played Asian League, AAU, that's the national league team, and also school team as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes a lot of dedication going to all the games and everything else for
Yes,
sure.
it's, like, time consuming and very disciplined, but it's, great for them, so,
Yeah,
that's why
definitely.
I thought it was very important as a mom to be able to do that.
Yeah. How you doing, DJ Thunder? Good to see you as well.
Hi,
And
Thunder.
everyone coming through, appreciate you. One and only B, Silent Killer, Steve, Yenta, Irish Ted, everyone else, Jessica, thanks for coming through. Yeah, so on the Honey Flow show, I'm gonna kind of get into it sooner than later. I was gonna wait until this interview goes a little longer, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should kind of get into this now. So we talk about finding love, and we're gonna get back to your Twitch show, but we do talk about aisle two. Do you know what aisle two means?
No, tell me
O
about that.
Okay,
Hi,
so
hi,
aisle
no.
how you doing, DJ High No? Great show. I think I listened till 4 in the morning and then I fell asleep. But it wasn't because of your show. Your show was I was Shazamming. I hope this DJ doesn't mind. I was Shazamming all his music because it was he
Yeah,
was
you great
what was he
music
giving me?
selection.
Yeah, he was giving me boogie. What was it? What is it called? DJ High Note. You guys play on the West Coast, boogie funk. We don't play a lot of that music here in Canada or Toronto. I mean, the normal West Coast music, right? Ice
Yeah,
Cube, Tupac,
yeah,
Dre. Just feeling out I've never heard of. I was like, oh man, I gotta
yeah.
Shazam this guy. It was good. So
Boogie
yeah,
funk.
don't worry, I won't copy your set. Just a few seconds. Yeah, boogie funk. That's it.
Yes.
So
He's
yeah,
like
we're
boogie
gonna
funk king.
yeah, exactly. So aisle two is basically looking for love in aisle two if you're single. And if you're married or in a relationship, you want to kill your partner. It's basically restoring the love in aisle two. So I always encourage everyone to go to aisle two.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people challenge me and say, hey, Honey Flo, we want to be in the entanglement section. We want to be in aisle five. And I'm always hitting them and saying, come on, man, you guys got to get in aisle two. So you have a bit of an aisle two story with the DJ. Do you mind kind of since we're nosy on the Honey Flow show, do
Honey
you
Flo
mind
was like,
talking about it?
I'm just gonna skip to everything and just go straight to love."
We want the tea. We want the tea. And I'm all about the love. So,
It right, B? Like, what the hell? Let's go straight to Rick. So, let's see, on Twitch for, like, a couple of years, I was just modding and not I wasn't really interested in dating anyone on Twitch, to be honest, and I especially wasn't interested in dating DJs. So I don't know. I just have friends. So Rick and I'm with Rick, Rick DJ Rickley or SBC Rickley. Hi, Reggie Ward. She went straight to it, Reggie.
Hey, you know what? DJ Reggie Ward went straight to it when I first met him too. He was
Ah!
saying all kinds of crazy stuff. This guy had me blushing when I was watching his show. I was like, "Whoa, I can't believe he just said that." But anyways, he goes straight to it too.
He goes
So
straight
I
to
appreciate that.
it.
But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, with your
So
too.
yeah, Rick and I were friends, and for like a year and a half, we would just hang out, and it was really nothing. We would go to Twitch events, do whatever, eat dinner, just regular stuff. And then all of a sudden, I hit a moment where I felt like, yeah, I think I'm gonna start dating, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was kind of like that. And I told him, I said, hey, I was thinking about like possibly kind of prepping myself to maybe date. I'm not sure. And then that night he like made his move. And I don't think he even expected it. I didn't expect it. And so it happened, but one of the funniest things is that he thought that I liked him the whole time, but I actually
Oh,
did.
man. Wow, you didn't like him? Oh,
No.
man.
I didn't even crush on him. I
Oh,
didn't,
geez.
we had good chemistry as friends and he's funny, but I think that that's like what got him to take it a step further. But we figured out like later that, oh, I thought you liked me. He was like, you liked me. And I was like, no, I didn't actually. So we had a misunderstanding, but
That's
it
so
worked
hilarious.
out. Yeah, it worked out. It worked out. And yeah, it worked out. It's a
So
funny
were you surprised when he, like, made a move on you? Like, was it, like, kind of
yeah.
unexpected, or was it just like, "Oh, this is kinda, it's natural," like
No, I was shocked and I was like, "Okay, what am I gonna do?" And I hadn't thought about it at all.
Yeah,
So, when you don't think about it, you kinda like I felt like I was in shock, like, "Do I go with it or do I stop this?" Like, "What do I
yeah,
do?" If I had more time, like, in the past, if I had thought about it, I probably would be more prepped, like, "Okay, I'm just gonna let it flow." But because I hadn't thought about it, I let it go. I didn't stop him. I just let it flow. And
okay.
we have let things just sort of roll, at least in
Yeah,
the beginning. Yeah.
nice. Now, you guys, since, I've been known to be a little nosy on the Honey Flow show, I want you guys to put some ones in the chat if you wanna hear some tea. Like, if you guys wanna hear some real tea right now, put
Wait,
some ones in
what?
the chat. I'm thinking about doing something, guys, like pulling someone in. So if you want me to pull someone in right now, throw some ones in the chat. You gotta do it quickly, though. You gotta throw some ones in the chat for me, so I know you guys are out there listening.
Oh my
Throw
god.
some
Okay,
ones
what's
in case you
happening?
think I know. So, I do, Honey Flow's pretty good at, this aisle 2 business. I've been doing it for a while. I've been known as a private investigator as well. Okay, I see some ones going up. So I think we should bring in someone else just to hear his perspective. We can't just hear the women's perspective. We got to hear his
Oh my
perspective.
gosh.
So let's bring in
Two.
DJ. Let's bring in Rick.
SBC.
Let's
Oh
let's
my
bring in
goodness.
our aisle
What
2
the
man,
heck?
guys.
Is this
Oh
Hey, how
my
you
God. How did I get here?
How did you get here? This is my interview.
All I know, there was a bunch of ones and I got teleported into this stream. How'd I get here? That's interesting.
GBL is in the building.
Hi, Honey Flo. How you
Hey,
doing?
good. How are you doing?
Hi, Cynthia.
Well, hello there. He's at work.
Now I know you got limited
Wow.
time. Rick is
Yeah, I
gonna.
got about 10 minutes.
How
But
do
I don't
I
think
get
10
you guys
minutes
bigger?
10 minutes
Okay.
is probably not enough. But I just came in to support and say what up. And I seen the one, so I had to show up.
For sure. So from your perspective, aisle 2, how
Uh-huh.
did it go for you? Did you, like her the whole time? Were you kinda trying to figure out your moment to approach her? What's your story?
Actually, I was single for a long time, for probably a good, I want to say 5 to 6 years, and I just felt that my life was better being off single, especially being a DJ. Because you're out at night, you're never home, and trying to be with someone over my past years, it's been really hard because in the beginning it's great, and then after a while, they want to know where you're at 24/7. So I stayed single for a long time. So I met Cynthia probably like maybe a little bit out of the pandemic.
Hmm.
I was late. I was late to Twitch. I actually met her through Twitch, but coming out late through the pandemic. Yeah, like 22.
Okay.
And yeah, so everybody was already streaming. They were already doing all these raids. I was still trying to understand what Twitch was. I thought Twitch was like maybe a dating site that everybody was climbing on. Like I was
Oh,
like,
man.
wow, is this the new Tinder? What?
Well, may as well be. Although I
You
haven't had
know?
luck on it because DJs
So,
say the same thing you say.
uh-huh.
They're like, nah, I'm keeping my options open. A lot of
Yeah.
DJs,
Uh-huh.
DJs that like you, they say that they're not ready,
Yeah,
for
well,
anything.
it was really not by choice. It's because I have a real rigorous schedule,
Hmm.
and I don't put it on anyone to try to put up with what I got to do. So I just felt that it was probably better just to, I guess you can say in DJ terms, screw around.
Oh
Just
no,
have fun.
no,
Yeah, just have fun.
you're not.
Be
You're
like
not. What
be
are you
like
fun?
maybe somewhat of a male gigolo. Just go out there,
No,
just
no.
yeah.
But then you get eventually that comes back to you. You know that
Well,
eventually.
yeah, you can come back with a couple kids you didn't expect to have. Venereal diseases.
Yeah,
Um,
all
just
posted
a
everywhere.
lot of crazy things. And probably most of all, you'll catch COVID again, screwing around like that,
Jeez.
right?
Oh man,
I know. It's like,
I
what in
could
the
tell
hell?
he's hilarious.
High
So when
note, high note. Have you been there, high note? Come on, you
high
gotta agree.
note,
Help me.
please do not say you were there. Please, high note, don't say that. I got mad respect for you after your boogie funk
That's
session.
why. So yeah, I found it easier just to live single.
Yeah.
And it took a minute to get to that point to feel like confident, like, okay, you really like don't really need anybody. I mean, because it's nice to have that someone, right? Everyone,
Mhm.
you know, needs that someone for support and times when you're going through bad stuff and stuff
For
like that. So
sure.
it kind of took a while for me to get to that point.
You
So,
guys look good
anyways,
together
yeah,
too. Now that I've
huh?
blown you guys up, you guys look good together side by side.
Ah,
You're a
some
cute
people
couple.
some people thought Cynthia was my sister. I said, yeah, that's my sister.
Shut up. That's not true.
Yeah, for reals.
Was it the Jodeci arms that got you, or what?
No,
I
Oh,
see.
that is
He's
not true.
I see he's doing some push up. Oh, I knocked him out.
So the
Oh,
reason why I got cutoffs too, people always ask, hey man, why are you always wearing cutoffs? Because I'm always working out.
hmm.
So during the pandemic, that's basically what I was doing. I was working out and working on my house. I wasn't worrying about jumping on Twitch. I was actually listening to other DJs while I was like doing home remodeling at my house. And then when I somewhat
Okay.
finished, we started coming out of the pandemic, and I just started to create an account, and then that's kind of how I met Cynthia because
How
one
long were
of
you single for before like you met her?
5 to 6 years.
Okay, wow, that's a long
Yeah.
time. So this is a big thing then. And how long have you guys been going out for? A couple years?
Jeez, we counted the other day, probably 2 years and a couple months and some change.
2 years. Have you guys
Yeah.
ever thought, not to scare the both of you
Uh-huh.
guys, since we are
Yeah.
an IL2, have you guys ever thought of marriage or anything?
I never had marriage in my cards, but I'm not gonna say never, I guess. And
Wow.
I'm used to like being as far as a DJ, like I do a lot of mobile DJing, so I DJ a lot of people's weddings.
Mhm.
So I'm just used to like marrying other people other than myself. So
I feel you.
uh
I'm used to that too.
yeah, so I don't know. It kind of made me numb to the
Mhm.
word marriage, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. You never know what's going to happen, right,
You
guys?
never know. You never
No.
know.
Exactly. DJ Real in the building as well. Good to see you guys. You guys got any questions? I know he's only here for a few more minutes, guys.
So
But
anyway, anyways, I met Cynthia starting up on Twitch, and I
Mhm.
didn't even know what a mod was. I didn't even know where to find those. I was like, where do I hire one? Like, you know, do I go to the unemployment office? Where do you find these mods? What is a mod? And this whole time I thought mods was like, you know, an abbreviation for modern rock, because that's what I used to call mod back in the day, like modern rock. So, anyways, it took me a little bit of learning. I figured out what was a mod. One of my DJs in my crew, he already was already streaming on Twitch. So he was like, "Hey, man, you want to borrow one of my mods?" And I was like, "Sure." And her name happened to be Gigi, which was Cynthia Fong's best friend.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart.
So I got to know her best friend, and then Cynthia was so nice. She decided to come along and game both of us up on how to stream.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
that was kind of the beginning and the start of our friendship there.
I love that. So how did you
Yeah.
feel when she's like, "Yeah, I'm not really feeling you. I didn't like you like that." Like,
I
wasn't
actually
feeling you
really
that way.
I really didn't pursue her like that.
Mhm.
Like I said, I was just out, bruising and cruising the streets. So yeah, I don't know, I just gained a friendship with her. And
Mhm.
she decided to have a dinner meetup with me and my other DJs, like I was saying, that were already streaming on Twitch. But I just kind of like I was still a newbie. I didn't know how to do anything at all.
Oh, nice. So if there's
Yeah.
anything that you could say, like some nice comments, about her that really sticks out in your mind, what would you say about her?
Oh man, she's very giving, very giving. And she goes above and beyond what you ask her to. So you'll say like, "Oh, no, that's okay," but she'll, "Nah, okay is not good enough."
Mhm.
Yeah, so she'll go for the A plus 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 plus, and then add another plus on there. And you're like, you didn't really have to do that. So, anyways, we gained a friendship, and then she was always asking me out to eat. I
Mhm.
was like, food is a DJ's best friend. So I was like, hell yeah, where you want to go? Korean barbecue, Alexander Steakhouse, all those like,
Those are expensive places.
all of a
Those
sudden,
are
yeah, all
fancy.
of a sudden, we're just going out to eat, building up our friendship. But I thought nothing of actually dating her at all.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
Hi, Miss
crazy how things
Matt.
work out, right?
yeah.
Yes. It's
So
when
I,
you
gue-
least
I guess you
expected.
can kind of say we just let it be. And sometimes when you let things be, they kind of happen unexpectedly. I kind of say.
Yeah.
So she said I wasn't her type, and she was definitely not my type. But
Really?
somehow, yes, for
Yeah.
real.
Cynthia's gorgeous. How is she not your type? What the heck?
Ah, if I told you what my type was, you'd probably end this chat. Like,
Like
what
blonde and
about
blue
that?
eyes? Blonde and blue eyes?
Well, you know what BBLs are? You know what a BBL is?
Oh my gosh. Are you
Big,
joking? Okay,
big
I'm
booty,
not
big
saying
booty lips, half naked girls. Uh,
I gotta
I don't know.
zoom out on.
Everything that Cynthia isn't. So
Is he
Shut up.
serious or is he messing with
it,
me?
it so it kind of like I don't know. It was just
That is
like I
Chacho.
said, we were just regular people, just having a regular friendship, and it mended itself on its own.
Yeah, for sure. I know
You know?
you gotta get going, right? You're
Uh huh.
going live to
Yeah.
air?
Yeah, I got about 4 minutes.
Okay,
You
4
have
minutes.
4 minutes still?
Four
Okay.
minutes. Yeah.
She's like, "Still? Can you leave this interview now?"
Chef Reggie and Mug is in the building. Big OG Papa Smurf, thank you so much for being here.
Good to see you guys. Mix Matt Chateau. Yeah, big OGs. Papa Smurf, see you guys. Thanks for coming. Nice.
Yeah.
So what? Actually, before you leave, too, if you want to
Yeah.
just mention your shows and basically like when you're on, what you do, just so people can
Oh,
definitely
okay,
add
sure.
you
And
and follow
so
you.
you're out in Canada, you said?
Toronto, Canada. Yeah,
Toronto.
yeah.
Say hi to Drake for me.
Oh gosh. He's
Do you
great
ever
about
see him? Do you ever
no,
see him going to Walmart or like when you go
no.
to Walmart or Target? Hey, Drake, what's up,
The
bro?
last time I saw him was at a basketball game. That was years
No
ago.
way.
Yeah, the
So
Raps.
he doesn't cruise around Toronto like casually, I guess.
I don't
No.
know. Maybe
Ah,
casually with lots of women
okay.
at his place. That's about it.
Oh, because
But I haven't
all our
seen
independent artists out here, you can catch them, running the streets at your
really.
local mall. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah. No,
I thought maybe living in Toronto, you would maybe see something like that.
not at all. Yeah, we don't. I mean, I
No,
think Cardinal Official or Julie Black or some of the like
huh?
veterans
Yeah,
out here,
yeah.
but not.
Ah,
I don't really see him. If you go to his events, of course, right? And
okay, okay.
but it's more for the young.
Anyways, I love Drake. I love Drake. I thought he was hot as hell, and it was
Yeah.
interesting that he came out of Toronto, Canada. But besides that, I work at K Neal in San Francisco, and that's a long time running radio station that's been here in the Bay Area for like years. I want to say probably anywhere between 40, 45 years. And I've been here for 30 years, believe it or not. And
Wow.
what I do is I actually mix for a living.
Nice.
I'm not a radio DJ, like, as far as like just talking on the radio. I actually spin on the radio.
Hmm.
And I work 2 hours a day, so I work 12 to 1, and then I have a huge lunch break, like 3 hour lunch break, and I come back at 4:30 when people are in traffic. And
Now is it like a mix
I
show?
spin for about an hour and 10 minutes. Yes,
Okay.
it's
Are you
it's a mix
hosting?
show. It's a mix
Like,
show.
are you actually on the mic too,
I'm
or is
on the
it
mic too.
your
I'm on the
oh,
mic too. Yeah,
nice.
I talk back and forth with the radio jock that's here. His name's
Oh,
Big Vaughn.
do you
Yeah,
guys ever
Real.
link up with Alex Mejia out there? I know he's
Alex Mejia was actually one of the folks that scouted me here at Caden. Yeah,
oh, nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
Alex Mejia came to City Nights with another partner named Dave Daniels, and they did street team promotions. So back in the day, since we didn't have the internet, they had a group of people that would go out and research the streets. Who's hot? What's happening? Uh, what's the hottest music out there? And
Yeah.
that was Alex and his partner Dave's job.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah,
Yeah. So
Yenta, that's probably because he's on the radio and there's
yeah, he's on the
background
radio.
noise.
Yeah.
And
yeah, sorry about that.
Dario said that he saw Too Short at the supermarket.
Yes,
Rick
I told you. See,
That's
he
so
was
dope.
probably buying some macaroni and cheese.
I would definitely be rapping Too Short's album to him if I saw him.
Yeah.
Rick
That's so
was
dope.
Too Short's, what is it? DJ?
DJ. I was tour DJ for a little bit.
He used to be Too Short's DJ.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that must have been crazy.
So I have
Man, like
I have long relationships with all these artists. Working
Oh,
here at the radio station, doing
mhm.
mixtapes, all sorts of stuff.
Before
Yeah, there's mhm.
before he goes, Honey Flo, can I just share something with you? That's
Yes.
probably my most fascinating fact that I didn't really know who Rick was, but the drop that everyone plays. Hi, Mrs. D1 Drew. So everyone has that drop with E40 saying yay area, yay area. Everybody knows that drop, right?
Yes, yeah.
That was actually made. E40 made that for Rick, and
Oh,
then
wow.
it's completely viral now. Everybody has that in the Bay and outside the
Yeah,
Bay.
they all do.
That was
Yeah,
made for Rick by E40.
that's super
A
dope.
fun fact, yeah.
Yeah,
In case
nice.
you didn't know, everyone, now you know.
Exactly.
So,
So I
anyways, we're in the mix right now. I'm going to try to answer a few of these last questions, and then I got to go back.
yeah, for sure. You guys, he's live to
Yeah.
air. So if you have a last minute question for him, drop him in the chat as well. And when are you on your Twitch shows, just so they could catch you too?
I'm usually on now, but since Cynthia's streaming, I'm chilling out today. But I stream when I'm on the radio. So every time you hear me on the radio, I'm more than likely streaming. So 12 to 1 during lunch, 4:30 in traffic, to about 5:30.
Okay,
So I
nice.
only stream for an hour.
Pacific time.
Yeah.
And what are you digging? Are
time.
you digging more like radio or DJing like events when you go out, IRLs or
Oh,
Twitch?
jeez, I DJ anything and everything. I rent sound lighting equipment. I also hook up sound lighting and DJ equipment. I also DJ people's weddings, bar mitzvahs, everything. 16th birthdays, 18th birthdays, you name it. That's my side gig, and then my real job is here at KML.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you definitely got to be in shape, which you are. So, especially when
Yeah.
you're DJing, it takes a lot of stamina, you know?
hmm And I do construction too on the side.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're a handyman. Take notes, Cynthia. Take notes.
Yes.
You're-
Yep. I need that.
And I paint houses. I paint houses too.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll see. We're writing notes. We're writing notes on you.
Mhm.
But that's awesome. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. I know
Oh
you got
yeah,
to get
no problem.
on air. As
Anytime.
well. I'm going to get back to Cynthia's interview too. Thank you so much for
All right.
coming,
Oh, you're welcome.
surprising us as well, and just sharing your little IL2 story. You know, anything's possible, guys. Anything's possible in who you can meet, especially online too, right? You never
Right.
know. Exactly. So maybe we'll see something else in the future, even though you're like,
You never
"Oh,
know.
no." Cynthia's like, oh, deep breath. I don't, you never know. You never know what life. So have you guys, oh yeah, have you guys been married before too? Can I ask? Or,
He has and I have.
oh, okay. All right. Well, you
I've
never know
been
what,
married to the DJ game. Does that count?
no, it doesn't count. We need an actual woman here. We need an actual woman here. So, well, anyway.
Yeah, I never been married. Never been married.
Okay. All right. Well,
And it goes down to those specific reasons that I told you earlier, or
Yeah.
told everybody in the chat. So
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Definitely. Well, all the best to you as well. Make sure you guys are adding Rick. Is it under this name here or no?
No. SBC Rick Lee.
I'm only DJ Crickly when I stream, but when I'm out on Instagram, Facebook, and all that, you guys can follow me at DJ Rick Lee, and then my other accounts got hacked. SBC Rick Lee. You can find me there too as well. But they're up and running now, so I'm all good to go.
On Twitch,
if
it's SBC Rick Lee.
Okay,
Twitch
so
too.
if you guys have the link, drop it
Twitch,
in the chat.
X, I don't know, whichever. I'm there. If you look it up, I'm everywhere.
Okay, awesome. All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And
Oh, you're welcome.
yes, and we'll definitely be in touch. Maybe I'll try to grab you for an interview sometime too.
Oh yeah,
Let's
for
see.
sure.
See how many push-ups you could do on the stream. I've been battling all the men. I'm always
Oh, I
telling
do.
them.
Oh, but real quick, I do 60 push-ups, 4 sets.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. But not lady push-ups. We're not talking
Lady push-ups. That's with the 2 knees down and the
Yeah.
the knee push-ups.
We're talking hand clapping push-ups. Like I could see your arms. You could
Oh
do the
wow.
ones. Oh,
Okay,
man.
you guys have a good stream. I got to get back to the mix.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
take care.
Okay. I'll see you later. All right.
Bye.
Welcome, Fagna. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate you. Let's go to Mrs. D1 Drew. Mrs. D1 Drew said she was on my channel waiting. Hi, Thunder.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you streaming live there too right
No,
now?
no.
Oh, okay.
Just
Okay. I
her.
was going to
I
say.
wanted to bring, everyone here. So
Yeah, I was going to say if you were, then come down to this channel because that's where we're at right now. But if not, that's okay. All right, sounds good. So yeah, I had to kind of bring them in, you guys, give you guys a little bit of IQ. Normally I would wait, but he had to, he had to work like right at a certain time, so I was trying to bring him in. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and yeah, that's awesome. You never know what life's going to bring, right? So you definitely never know. So going back, to your talk show as well on Twitch, how come you decided to actually, for modding and checking out different DJs. How did you kind of decide, okay, I'm going to just take the leap and do a talk show?
Yeah. So I was modding for a while, and I see your questions, Big OG Papa Smurf. So, and I'll try to answer it, incorporate it into this answer here. So I was modding for a while, and one of the things that I felt maybe I could offer was because I'm a licensed clinical social worker, which means I am licensed to do therapy. And you there's different like categories in California. Like each state works slightly different and Canada is different. But for us, in order to do therapy, you have to be licensed, which actually is you have to get your master's and then do get your license, and it takes at least 2 years post to be able to do that because you have to be training, and also you have to do training, but you also have to take a really hard exam and pass that before you can be licensed to be a therapist. And so I felt that there are therapists out there, but not ones that were streaming. And I was thinking about how to incorporate my background and how to be helpful to others. I want to be able to offer support on Twitch because using my background, and then also have fun with it, right? What I didn't want to do was to do strictly like just mental health streams. I Twitch for me is a fun place. I also separate out my career and my job away from Twitch too. And so I wanted to incorporate my background, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. And it was actually DJ Stress TV that I was modding for, and he's the one who encouraged me to stream. And so I started streaming, and it was just like chat. I was just going for affiliate at the time. And while I was doing that, I was trying to figure out and finalize like what is going to be my channel? Like what is that going to look like? Hi Carol, my Chenisis. No worries. Please be careful. So then I thought about doing a talk show, but what can I bring to Twitch, right? Because I feel like I love talk show hosts. It is really to me very difficult and time consuming to do a stream because it's not just bringing someone on into your show, but it's also doing research in terms of who they are and what they've done, and really doing your research before and prep work. It takes a lot of time to do a talk show, at least in my mind. And for me, I decided and finalized a talk show that I would interview couples as well as individuals, but I would ask different types of questions, not just like, how did you get started on Twitch? I usually don't ask about DJing. I might ask like lightweight, like how long they've been DJing, how they got started, but really I don't ask a lot of questions about that. My questions are around life, love, trauma, relationships. And sometimes I'll incorporate, some funny things like, Pepsi or Coke, just really normal things. Hi Molly, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And so I finalized and came up with my what I call up close and personal. That's like a segment that I do. I do other segments as well. I have a DJ Wives segment and Partners segment. I'm a huge fan of supporting others in their channel. And so one of the things I love to do is to bring people on who are going for partner. And my channel, I was very fortunate, I would say, because I didn't have the same journey that maybe others had on Twitch, which is to start and then start growing your channel. Mine, I started streaming and I just hit the ground running. I had my numbers were enough to go for partner. So I actually unlocked the partnership within 30 days. It was a little less than 30 days, but it was 30 days. I was able to unlock everything on the part to like path for partner. And I hit a time that it was very challenging to get partner, and so they kept denying me. I think I got denied like 12, 13 times. And
Wow.
yes,
Crazy.
yes. And so I decided that that's when really first got with Rick, and I also took on a interim CEO position at a nonprofit, and I just didn't have the time because you have to stream for at least 3 times a week. And I didn't have the time to do it, so I pulled back and I don't regret that decision at all. It was a good decision for me at the time because for me, my career and my love life is really important to me. And so I was able to unlock, but I was never able to get partners. So in my show now, I really love bringing folks who are interested in becoming partner and they're on the path. I'll bring them to make sure that we share communities, follow each other, and make sure we support them so that they can become partner.
Have you ever figured out what the solution was? Because I've talked to lots of partners, interviewed them. I think the most I've heard was 7 times, 6 or 7 times. It was Vader Mix that he got declined, and I was shocked by that, right? Because he's got a full show just like you.
Mhm.
So I think some partners told me some strategies, but have you kind of figured out what they're looking for? Because it's kind of tough when you have the numbers and you can't figure out what it is, you know?
Yeah. So basically, what at least this is my perspective and my opinion, there's always a sort of like a trend, right? You're going to see Twitch grant a lot of like in a short period of time, they'll approve a lot of people to become partner, a lot of streamers. And then there are moments where it's like dead silent, right? I think it was like almost a year that they did not approve anyone to become partner during that time that I was going for it. And then the first person was Steffi K, who got it. And just recently, I noticed that there's more people, right, who became partner and was able to unlock it. I kept getting denied, and they do give feedback, but the feedback that they gave me was, "You're doing really well. Just keep going." And
Mhm.
so
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, "Okay," because normally they'll say, like, "Work on this," right? And so
Mhm.
I which I did in the beginning, but after, like, the 2nd, 3rd time, I realized it wasn't anything that I needed to work on except to just continue because they wanted to see it could possibly been that I was not streaming that long, right? And, they wanted to see at least 6 months, which I actually ended up doing 6 months of it. My numbers were still strong, and I still got denied. And that's when I said, "Forget it. I'm not gonna try at least now because there's always another time, and timing is
Mhm.
everything." So, I have watched, that pattern. So, sometimes it's not just us working, like, some of the things is you have to have your VODs up. There's all kinds of things that we like anyone pushing for partner will learn, and when you talk to the people who have pushed or are partner, they'll, like, give you pointers, right? And so, it was not any of that. So it depends. I think timing is everything.
For sure.
Uh,
I heard, raids don't count either, like coming in, going out,
um,
like none of that? Yeah,
yeah.
so
So, I believe it was Kova, had the Twitch CEO on, and he had said that, it doesn't help, like, it actually can hurt you sometimes. Not that raids aren't good, but what you wanna do is use the raids, the viewers, to have them come back, right? Because that is gonna count if they come back and go into your channel and support.
Mhm. I'm just wondering what the incentive is really to be partner. People have said it really isn't. There is no incentive except maybe
Yeah.
a status, like a status symbol having the purple check, but
Yeah.
you don't get I thought you would, get maybe more monetization but then they're like, "No, you have to wait until you get to 10,000 people or even more." So,
Yeah.
I heard there really isn't any benefits. I don't know. I could be wrong though,
To
So,
become partner, you're
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, to become
Well, I mean, you gotta like, well, I don't know. It's supposed to change, right? Because of the
mm,
DJ program. So, I'm not sure what that's gonna look like, but
yeah, for sure.
yeah, Molly says I feel like they just approved a ton of people, and yeah, you're right, they just did, and so it seems to go in phases. Yep, that's exactly what I think. I have observed, and then D-Real said Twitch just recently moved the goalposts further out for partner glory,
Oh, wow.
even tougher now. So,
Like, what have you heard, Real? I'd be interested to hear some of the things that you've heard. Drop it in the chat too. Yeah, it is. I wish they had kind of a middle ground because it gives people, yes, you got to work hard, but people are really strategizing, really, really working hard at this and pushing, right? So
yeah,
to go from affiliate partner, it can be discouraging if you get declined like 5 times, 10 times, you know?
yeah,
So yeah, I wish they made that step in the middle just a little bit easier to make people want to continue streaming and achieving, right? And if people
yeah,
only knew the work that streamers put in, like you said, talk shows, there is a lot that goes into it that most people
mhm,
don't realize. Yeah. So going back to your social work, I'm really
mhm,
interested in that you're a licensed social worker. Are
yeah.
you doing it, full time? Because I know you offer online services. So is it specifically online you're offering like counseling, therapy, or is it in person as well?
Yeah. So, so I actually have 3 jobs, and they all incorporate into my business. So back in 2016, I've always been in nonprofits as an executive. So either a associate director or deputy director, chief operations officer. I've done it. And I was doing that for a lot of years. And then in 2016, I decided that I was just really burnt out and tired. So I wanted to figure out my next steps. I knew that I wanted to do something in my field still because you know how you pick something or you're doing something and you just know that it's such a good fit for you. That's how I feel about being a social worker. It's like really a good fit for me. It's what I want to do for the rest of my life. I really have such a like my everybody has a purpose in life or their calling. For me, I feel that I was brought on this earth to really be helping and supporting others and to be happy. And I really believe in that because a lot of us have been through a lot of trauma and stuff happening in our lives. And, we experience like mental health disorders or trauma and have to work through that. So I feel that we all need that support to be able to get there at times, right? Not all the time, but at times. And so,
100%.
yeah. And I'm here to be able um, to do that. And that is just something that I've always felt at a young age that was really my purpose in life. I was brought on this earth to do that. And so back in 2016, I decided to open my own business, what we call private practice. And that's having your own therapy clients and, I 100% before the pandemic went remote because I wanted to change my lifestyle. I had been working for like probably an average of 60 hours a week for close to 10 years. And I was so tired and I wanted a more flexible schedule. I wanted to travel more. So I thought that maybe if I have a remote business, I could travel. I could go to Hawaii and do therapy there, you
Mhm.
know? thank thank you,
For
King
sure, for
Melody. Nice
sure.
seeing you. And you're right, B, consistency is key. And so for me, I really wanted to have a more flexible lifestyle. So I started my business for therapy, and then I went into becoming a consultant for nonprofits instead of actually taking a position. And so I'll take anything part time because I want to split my time doing what I love. And I've had, like, at this point, I've had some most of my clients, if not all of them, I've had since 2016, 17. So I'm really grateful because to me, when you're a client and doing therapy, um, con- consistency and also continuum of care, having the same therapist is really like important, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I see the internal work that there's more results, right? Versus going to different therapists. You have to find the right one though. And so currently I am a nonprofit for a consultant for two nonprofits in the Bay Area. And I've done that for also since 2016. So I do a combination of three. I have three jobs. I just like to work. I love
Wow.
to work. I love to support others. So I supervise staff. I train people to be a therapist. I also do therapy myself. So I do it
Mhm.
all.
That's
Whether grant writing, it's report writing, all kinds of stuff. Anything and I do budget stuff. So anything that has to do with nonprofit, I do.
Wow. I was going to say, you guys, some of the specialties she includes are, and for anyone that needs to reach out for counseling or therapy, like I fully recommend it as
Yeah.
well. I mean, we all go through different things in life, we all have different trials. And, I wouldn't even consider it like, okay, you're just going through mental health because everyone on this planet has dealt with something, right? And if they're saying they haven't, they're lying to you. So,
Yeah.
but some of the specialties she does is teen parenting, postpartum depression, sexual abuse, PTSD, coping with high pressure school or work environments as well. I was just curious, have you ever worked with anyone that, dealt with grief and loss and also uh, that was ever involved in human trafficking? Because there's a lot of PTSD with a lot of, and a lot of trauma in those areas. I was curious.
Yeah. So for grief and loss, the answer is yes. I do have typically lot of clients that come in that are dealing with grief and loss, especially during the pandemic. Um, it, the pandemic really changed my line of work because before that, remote work was a little. We weren't sure about it. A lot of my colleagues were not sure about it. I felt that my field would move into remote therapy because it's easy. Like you sometimes you it's hard. Like some clients can't get to a certain place, right? And now they have access to therapy. And when the pandemic hit, there were a lot of grief and loss that I was working with, mostly grief and loss because we all knew someone or knew someone of someone that we lost to COVID or we lost in other medical conditions because of the challenges in the hospitals, right? And so I would say yes. And grief and loss is really tough because everyone deals with grief and loss in their own ways. So you have to, as a therapist, really understand where the client's at when it comes to that and really be able to work with them around what they're comfortable with when it comes to treating. It's not something you forget. It's not something that you heal from, right? It's something that we have to recover from, though, right?
Mhm.
So
Wow.
that's grief and loss. And
Mhm.
then sex trafficking, the answer is yes. I actually used to, um, I worked in Oakland for a long time, and I was a part of this group, the council, and part of this group that worked around uh, working. It is different levels, working with those who, especially teen parents. So one of my specialties is is working with teen parents because I was a young teen parent myself, and so there are teen parents out there that are doing sex work, and so we that committee worked to help support them, and also that committee worked on a much like a political level as well, making sure that we get laws changed and laws in the like California state level. And
Mhm.
so they did a lot of different work, and I was a part of mostly not of the laws, but mostly around working with folks, especially Asian um, AAPI folks teen parents who are doing sex work and they have children as well.
Mhm.
So I've done a lot of different things, but there are some areas though that I do focus on. Um, and so that was something that I was on, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. So would you say most of your clients are more like, say, young adults, or you said teen parents?
Yeah.
Um, kind of like,
Mhm.
or do you work with kids? Because I know a lot of kids had trauma during COVID, like everyone did, right? You
Yeah.
know?
I d currently, I've worked with kids for 20 plus years, and in my private practice, I don't work with kids because it's remote, and, I could do remote work. We can do remote work with children, but I decided to work with adults, because, I think with remote, I wanted to access the folks that didn't have, a way to get to therapy, and so now I work with adults. But in my consulting area, the consulting work that I do, they all work with children and youth. And so I do work with staff. I supervise staff right now that have kids and teens that they're seeing that it's their clients.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I do different things, and I do get sometimes called in for, like, just say if there's a child abuse case or a suicide case, I do get called in for that. That's what we call crisis work,
Mhm.
and I am trained to do crisis work as well.
Yeah, that is a lot. So it definitely takes a huge level of empathy to just do the kind of work you're in. Like,
Yeah.
where does that stem from? Where do you get that to? Because it's not everyone can do this. Just like not everyone can be a nurse or a doctor or, whatever your profession is. But what kind of brought you there, saying, "Hey, where you have that level of empathy for other people."
Yeah. Yes, I could definitely answer that. Molly, I see you. I am so glad that you have had the same person since 2011. It is a game changer. I've done it myself too. Okay, thank you, Thunder. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Hi, Nerd
Hey,
Chris.
Nerd
I
Chris,
see.
how's it
Is it
going? No
Shawu?
problem. You killed it yesterday on, what is that, Scam Artist too?
Scam
Had that
artist.
lurk.
High
Uh,
five to you, Nerd Chris. We're proud of you.
and we were talking about the shorty. We gotta do a shorty, Ray train.
Oh
So
yeah,
you
that's right.
the 5-footer Ray train. We got you, Chris Cut, anyone that's about 5 feet, message me. Margelous, how tall are you? How
Marvelous.
tall are you?
Hi,
We
Marvelous.
gotta do a shorty, raid train. I think it would be fun, a shorty female raid train. I don't know. Anyways, I thought about the idea, like, years ago. We gotta do it.
We gotta
Um,
do it.
so yeah, so just going back to that question, just having a level of empathy, like, where does that actually come from too?
Yeah, I think that probably, it's part of just like me, as a person, and naturally, I would say that to me, there are areas in our lives where we're really much more in touch with, right? And there are things sometimes that we are much more in touch with. And for me, I feel that I am more in touch with other people's feelings. Like
Mhm.
I can, like someone can talk about normal things, but I could feel and sense like things they've gone through. I don't know what it is, but I could feel it. And I've always had a stronger sense of that, I would say. And that helps me become a better therapist, right? I can't always go by my intuition, but it helps me to at least explore and ask the questions that are needed. And then also on a personal level, I've been very open about being a rape survivor on my show and other people's show. And so on Twitch, at least, I was 13 and, I was raped and that really changed my life. it changed my life tremendously because it's not just working out, healing and trauma and all that, but it changed how I looked at people, right? It changed how like I don't, I went through a period of time. Sometimes I still revert back to this, but I feel sometimes like I can't trust people, like
Mhm.
they violated and they can do something so awful. Like, who can I trust? And that then resulted in like a lot of trust issues with people in general. And I still have it a little bit here, but I am aware of it, and so I'll have to like I usually take a step back and say, "Hey, is this about what I went through in the past, or is this really showing up now that I can't trust someone?" Right?
Mm.
So there's that, and when you go through things, I think in life, sometimes you just have a better understanding of it, and it does help me to support others in a like from a it gives me a picture that maybe I wouldn't necessarily have, right? And as long as you don't like I don't talk about my experiences with my clients unless it's helpful in therapy, right?
Mhm.
Because the session is about them. They paid me to talk about their experience and not for them to listen to me. So, to me, it's very important to allow a person to be able to talk. So, those are some of the life experiences that I feel like that I've come across that's helped me in I think choosing this profession and really having a passion for it and feeling like I'm here to support and yeah, here to support and provide love to others, especially on Twitch. It's different because Twitch is, street like viewers and friends and mods and streamers. They're not my clients, so I could just be Cynthia. You know,
Mhm. Wow, thank you so much, for sharing that. That
Cheers.
really not easy, and you're, like, literally helping so many people, you have no idea. So thank you for, sharing that. Throw up some hearts, you guys, some hugs, some prayer hands in the chat for Cynthia Fong. It takes courage to share your story, and I think you're in such an amazing space right now, especially online. Like, there's so many people that are actually now coming out and pushing out their stories. I don't know if you saw, DJ Hannah Rad. Uh, she's a huge host. She's a host of the Complex show on here on Twitch. She's killing it, does Lollapalooza and all kinds of stuff. But
Mhm.
anyways, she'd be a good person to link up with. I heard her story and she talked about rape pretty graphically, like all
Mhm.
the intimate details on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that night when I heard her story, I was just like crying, It was just
Mhm.
wow, you would never know by looking at someone what their story is or what they've gone through, right? And she's a TV host and doing big things, right? So yeah, I think you being in this online space could really help.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I
Oh,
don't have audio. Hold on.
oh, can you hear me now? Or okay. I think she's just fixing it, guys. Let's see. Hopefully she could hear
Okay,
me.
I got it.
Okay, perfect. So
Yes.
I was gonna say, you gotta link up with it. I think you're in a perfect space right now to do what you're doing and sharing with people because there's other people online and other DJs like DJ
Mhm.
Rad and so many other women that have similar stories, especially being in this industry. So I
Yes.
think you could really, really help so many people, like
That's
especially
really great. Connect me. I would love that.
yeah, I'll definitely, try to connect you guys, and I'm gonna send you her story.
Mhm.
I was blown away, like, you guys, you would never ever know by looking at someone what their story is unless if they choose to share it, right?
Yeah.
So then what keeps you going? Like, what keeps you? Because 'cause you're constantly, like, listening to problems and probably a lot of heavy stuff, especially in the last couple years. Like,
Mhm.
what keeps you motivated and positive and, in that space as well?
Yeah. I would say that well, being with Rick has really helped because he just jokes all day and you can't tell what's real and what's not. As you can tell, even just talking to him for like part of your interview. You're like, is that real?
Yeah, I can't tell. He seems like a
Yeah,
joke.
it's always like fun times. And I think, I have friends now. Crick Lee, yes. So the reason Nerd Chris, he he actually put his name as DJ Crick Lee because he was on earlier for a short period
Is
of
he a
time.
shorty too? I know he's not
Yes.
on. I had a feeling he was a shorty too.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is. It's
Maybe
so
he could
funny.
join the female shorty weight train. We'll include him
Oh,
too.
that is so funny. So I'm going to answer this question, and then we're going to tell a story with when it has to do with Nerd Chris. So was I usually I have friends, and I'm fortunate to have really great friends. Um, a few of them are in the chat where I'm able to chat and just release even things that are not important. I'm able to release it so that I can release my own personal things and I can stay focused on other people's lives. And because, sometimes I get really deep things. I never know in session what I'm walking into, right? And so it could be a really great, happy session with my clients, or it could be like, hey, something happened and it's very deep and traumatic to talk about. So for me, what happens is that it could be very heavy, right? And in our profession, we always emphasize it's always hard to do, but we always emphasize doing self care because if you don't do self care, you're not going to have the capacity to um, care for others, right? And so for me, it's Rick making me laugh. It is friends, and it is sometimes being with just my daughter. Like puts it to perspective. Like I have family, I have friends, and then I need to have alone time a lot of times because if I don't, I often feel very tired, right? And exhausted. And I'm not physically tired or exhausted. I'm usually emotionally, mentally tired and exhausted. And you can imagine, right? Because that's really what it's like to be a therapist sometimes. Um, it's I think to me, um, like self-care, if I don't like I have to prioritize it. And sometimes it slips, right? Like you just kind of like take care of others or you're like too busy for it. And I feel it in my body. I feel it mentally and I feel it physically. So if I don't do it, then I feel like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. And I'll tell my friends like, Mrs. D1 always say, okay, I'm in bed. I'm going to be in bed for like half the day. And I just need to veg out. But my profession is, along with other professions, one of the highest for burnout rates. So we have to be careful because of that. Teachers like Jessica is a teacher. Shout out to her.
Right.
Because that's also a very hard profession as well. Very it's like it's those rewarding, very important, right? Professions that I'm in, and also as a teacher too, and others are also in. So I
Yeah.
wanted to share a story, Honey Flo. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
go ahead. Yeah, for sure.
So Nerd Chris, are you still here? So we one time raided into Nerd Chris. We were in Rick's channel, and then raided into Nerd Chris's channel.
Mhm.
And she was saying hi to everyone.
Like she normally does. "Hi,
And she
guys."
learned, yeah, she's just so
It's like, "Hi,
amazing. I was just telling,
hi, hi,
yeah, I was just
hi,
telling
hi."
her yesterday how proud I am of her. And when she went to Rick's name, it's SBC Rick Lee. She's like, "Oh, hi, SB Crickley." So we have a joke. I mean, she literally said that on stream and she kept saying it. And it was hilarious. And I didn't correct her because I thought it was so funny. And others tried to, but. And then basically, hi, J Boogie Nights. Shout out to make sure you follow J Boogie Nights. Shout out to DJ Jaybird. I hope you're
Good to see
doing
you
well
guys.
today.
Thanks for coming through, you guys. Lady G as well in the
Lady
building.
G, thank you.
And I love Nerd Chris's little accent, you know, she like little tough cookie on
Yes,
the outside, like, I don't wanna say typical New Yorker, but it's
yes.
cute, it's kind of funny to me, like
Oh,
little tough on
sexy.
the
I love
outside,
it.
but then, like, very soft, like such a softie in the inside, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
She's amazing. So yeah, that's how we so sometimes out of nowhere I'll call him, "Hey, SB Crickley is in the building." I'll play
It's
that
so
at
funny.
home. No one's around.
Be quickly.
That's where Crickley came.
I have a feeling, I don't know, just talking to, your man for a few minutes,
Yeah.
not to scare you, but I have a feeling he's, I don't know, not saying anything. I'm gonna claim it on the Honey Flow show, but I have a feeling he's he's definitely got something in store for you. I could just tell. I don't know.
Oh,
Something
I don't
amazing.
know.
Whatever that may be, whatever it may be. I'm not saying anything,
Whatever it may
guys,
be.
but
We're
I
letting
feel
it
like yeah, I feel like there's something special. I
we're
feel the way he looks, even though I don't know
thank
him
you.
well, just the
Yeah.
vibe I get from him, the way he looks up to you, I feel like it's something special.
Thank
Yeah,
you. J Boogie
yeah,
Nights, shout out to Crick. Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah. So who knows? We'll see, Sometimes you gotta whip them in line, whip them in shape, guys. Right, ladies? You gotta
I
whip them
do
in
this.
shape,
I
especially
don't say
these DJs.
anything. I just
Mhm.
go. I don't say anything to him. I just go.
Oh, I say lots to all the men online. They know that. I pull out my wooden spoon on them. I'm like, "Come on, you guys." So, because we know what a DJ's life is. We know, you know what I mean? So, to actually settle down a little bit with someone, it takes a lot for some of the guys out there, you know? So,
Jaybird, did you come in just to do that? He said Cynthia always denies.
what is she denying? What is she denying? J Boogie, let us know.
I know,
Drop in the
Jaybird.
chat if you guys have any questions too. If you got any questions for her, drop them in the chat. How long has it been also for your shows? Has it been over 3 years now?
No, I think it's been 2 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Mhm.
That's fast. Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely moving fast as
One of
well.
the one of the, challenges that I have is and one and only B, she is so good at this. Like, she'll say, "Don't forget about your show." Like, I get into this phase of, like, oh, I am so busy and I'm tired and you know what, like I don't want to prep and then I end up not doing a show for like a month and I go, "Oh my gosh, B, it's been a month and I need you please I got to do a show. I got to do a show. What should we do? What should we do?"
Yeah, it takes a lot. It definitely takes a lot of work. I'm there too. Sometimes you just need to take social media breaks, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes you go on for like 5, 6 hours like yesterday. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And sometimes you just need to take breaks from this online kind
Yeah.
of work or space. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Shout out to one and only B. Thank you so much. And Jessica G. They're like, "Where are you, Cynthia?"
oh gosh. Yeah, and I was gonna ask too for going back to what we were talking about, like for men, have you seen a lot of because I know men find it kind of a bit hard to express themselves too, and I've been grateful a lot have come on my show to open up their stories. But have
Yeah.
you found a lot of men actually coming to you now as clients and just like opening up or uh
Yeah. I think in the past 5 years, there's definitely been growth. And part of the reason why is there's, at least in the state of California, there has been a huge push on making sure that there's awareness around men and mental health. We have that in June. It's Men Mental Health Awareness Month.
mhm,
And it's important, right? Because we're not we can't possibly think that this just impacts, others, and not men. And so it impacts everyone. I would say that on Twitch, though, majority of my guests, they're really open to talking about mental health and what they've gone through and their experiences in life. And so I've been very fortunate to have that. But if there is a guest that is hesitant to talk about it just because they don't feel that they're versed in it, I will ask questions that are more fitting to my guests
Hmm.
as a talk show host. But I would say in my line of work that I have done myself, I've worked, I've written grants to specifically focus on fatherhood because there's a lot of emphasis around maternity, um, just anything that has to do with pregnancy, postpartum, and it circles around the the females,
Hmm.
but we don't talk about how pregnancy and birth can affect males. And so I've done a lot of work around fathers. So it's not just mental health, but s- specific situations or life situations that impact men. And so um, I'm looking forward in my field to be able to see more of this because I did this work like maybe starting 15 years ago. And now there's just a little bit more. I see very slow growth. I wish it was bigger, but we do need to close the gaps, right? As for all of us, we need to be aware of it more.
Yeah, for sure. It is true because we really don't look at the male like, if someone has a baby and then obviously things change in the household and the mother's not really giving him attention, right? I hear
Mhm.
a lot of guys saying they feel neglected or just dismissed, especially if they don't get physical touch or whatever their love language is, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I can that's interesting. I could kind of see that too.
Mhm.
But that's great that you have more guys coming on and opening up. I can see you doing. I mean, you probably already are in entertainment, but specifically, I mean, I'm sure do you get a lot of DMs? Like,
Yeah.
I've gone literally hundreds since I've started my show. Of names of people going through stuff. So.
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while, I'll get someone, um, like a friend will reach out to me because they saw a post with someone on Twitch going through something. I typically get the ones that, like, "Hey, they said that they were gonna end their life or that they're thinking about it. What should we do?" You know? And so I do actually, reach out to those people, if someone says it to me and it sounds like it looks like it's true. So,
Mm,
thank
yeah.
you.
Well, that's awesome. Most people don't know what their purpose is, and you've been gifted to know, like, exactly what your purpose is, and it sounds like you have, like, the gift of discretion, I would call it, where you can feel things, like, from people. Like,
Mm.
that's a true gift.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been very helpful in my life, and yeah, like, I'll just have a conversation with someone. I mean, I do need to, like, have set boundaries around that, but I,
Mhm.
will have a conversation, I could just feel, that this person's been through a lot, you know? And yes, Mrs. Drew, you're right. A lot of women always seem more inclined to seek therapy, they're more open to it, and also I think because our society has normalized it a lot more than for men to seek therapy, and so I look forward to, like, making sure that we continue to push for changes, um, when it comes to men and therapy and mental health.
Mhm.
You're hella funny, Mrs. Demon Drew. You're funny. So yes, I want to say thank you because there's only a few of us who do talk shows that are also in the DJ community. There's not many of us.
Mhm.
And I feel like, there's several of us on the West Coast and several on the East Coast. You're one of them. And but there's still not many. And I appreciate you continuing to do your show and also having me as a guest to be able to talk about this, like talk about what I do, to talk about, what it's like for me in any interview when I listen, it helps us like we take something out of it, right? So hopefully for the viewers, they take something out of it, even those that know me really well, you know.
Yeah,
So I
for sure.
appreciate
Make sure you
it.
guys Yeah, definitely. And for you coming on, appreciate it too. I don't interview too many people that do talk shows. I think it was just Tweak I did and
Right.
yourself. Or I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's been one or two others, but I can't remember right now
Yeah.
that do talk shows. But big up to you as well for coming. Make sure everyone adds Cynthia Fong, you guys. She does an amazing show online. And if you guys need any, even counseling, therapy, or anything from her, she's gone open door too. So definitely message her,
Yeah.
What do you think like would be the biggest roadblock you see holding people back like in life? I know that's kind of a general deep question, but like can you think of a few roadblocks that could be holding people back in life?
Um, that's really hard to answer, but my first initial thought is that I think maybe sometimes we're not self-aware of our actions and our behavior and our feelings and our thoughts. We can be partial, but not have clarity in it. And I think sometimes that, there it's hard to work on something when we think there isn't a problem, right? And so I would say I always start with self-awareness because of that. Being aware of who you are, your behaviors, your actions, and how that can impact others and yourself. Um, I always like to uh, explore, I would say, with people around why we do the things that we do. Where did it come from? Because a lot of it comes from childhood. And right, Mrs. D. Drew, comes from childhood and growing up, as a teen and adolescent, it all impacts us. Not everything, but a lot of it does. And so I always work with people and even just myself. I work myself to think about,
Mhm.
okay, where does it come from and why, basically? Because oftentimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't, even as a therapist, I didn't realize like I'm doing this because of this that happened like when I was 5 years old, right? So,
100%.
yeah, to me, it's about self awareness. I think that can be a roadblock.
And every day we have to work on ourselves. It's not just like, "Oh, I'll
I
work on myself
know.
once a month." It's like
Yeah.
freaking every day, guys. We gotta work on, at least that's what I'm learning in this
Yeah.
season.
It's not like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm doing good. Okay, I'm done. you know?
Yeah,
No.
exactly. It's every day. I think when you're self-aware like that, it makes it easier. I think it also makes it easier to, like, forgive, although I'm working on that in this season, forgiving people and
Yeah.
just, like, letting things go, but I think it makes you more aware of when you're dealing with so many people and everyone's broken in this world and you realize that, then you have more empathy or
Yeah.
compassion, right? If
Yes.
someone gives you the finger on the road or cuts you off or yells at you in a store for no reason or at your job, it's like you start learning, okay, that's their issue. There's something going
Mhm.
on with them. It's not really a reflection of you,
Mm.
right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Shout out to
Have
DJ Jonah, is it?
Yeah, DJ
DJ
J.
Joe Jonah?
He did this awesome overlay up here, guys, and has done so much stuff for
He's
my
been
show.
Yeah, he's been on your show. I've seen him.
Yeah, he's super dope. Make sure you guys are adding Jonah. We got Jay Boogie Nights, Nerd Chris, Mrs. Drew as well in the building, and everyone else. Thanks for coming through, you guys. If you have any questions, drop him in the chat for Cynthia. Make sure you guys are adding her.
Yeah.
We got King Melody. I think he was asking you like anger management or dealing with that. I think that was his question.
I'm not sure. I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
maybe expand on that, King Melody, what you meant. Oh, I'm hearing an echo. Hopefully it'll
I don't
stop.
hear an echo.
Okay, I can hear it from my end. That's all right. Um, so I know when I was checking out your page, it said one thing that I liked. I think it's also how we look at ourselves, right? Like
Yeah.
you posted something that really stuck out in my mind. It was 7 types of inner critics.
Uh-huh.
what we think of ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember some of them, but it
Yeah.
was interesting. Some of them. Oh, do you remember some of them, or
I
if
don't
not?
remember them. Let me pick it out. It's on my page, on my business page,
Yes.
and that's Healing
Yeah.
Within,
Yeah.
LPSW. So, one of the things that I I have a business page, Healing Within LCSW. Inner critics.
Inner critics. Jay. Okay,
Jay,
nice.
how dare you?
Must be my Canadian accent. Hey, hey. Yeah, I liked what you posted on, and make sure you guys add her page. Actually, I should have posted this link as well because it's a great page. If you guys need any resource, if you need some online therapy, she does it in California. Do you do it? Can you do it international, like with
I
other people?
can, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Oh my
Rick
gosh,
Lee
nerd
for
Chris,
president.
I'm dead. Well,
Oh
okay.
man.
So, yes, there are 7 types of inner critics. So, I came across this as I was looking for content for my page a few years ago, and
Mhm.
I would say that this is such amazing work because it really breaks down. Um, it's not just us being hard on ourselves, right? Because that's how we interpret it, right? That's how we describe it to be. It is we are hard on ourselves, but it breaks it down to 7 different types, right? And so do you want to go over it or do you want to just briefly talk about it?
Sure, if you wanna it's up to you if you wanna go over it or briefly talk about it, that's fine, just so people get an idea. I'm
Yeah.
gonna, post your page right now, you guys. Make sure you guys check it out. It's Healing Within, else is it LCSW?
SW, yeah. Mhm.
Yes, like, make sure you guys follow her on Instagram and also her other page, Cynthia Fong, but, I'll just post it here so people can check it out, but I thought that your page was, inspiring and interesting too, to check
Thank
out.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it. One of the things that I think I'm going to actually, there are 7 of them, but I'm going to mention 2 of them because I feel like it's very important. Sometimes we have that perfectionist inside of us that wants to like set super high standards, right? Everything has to be good and perfect. And we struggle when it doesn't look a certain way that we want it to look like, right? And so that's an inner critic that we should explore and work on. And I am guilty of that. And the other one I think is really important is Molder. And what Molder is that when we try to fit a certain standard that was set by like your family or community in the current moment or culture, right? We sort of like fit into that. And so we mold ourselves to fit in that culture. And it makes me think of that because when I think about beauty. I was just talking about this recently, so I'm going to share my thoughts about and perspective. I was talking about beauty and how the definition, especially as it pertains to women, um, beauty has been defined uh, differently in different like decades if you look at it, right? And what's interesting to me is that um a lot of us will say like beauty comes within, and to me I truly believe in that. But unfortunately our society doesn't always define it that way. Like, for instance, during the 30s, there was a certain look, right, that was like defined as beautiful. And then in the 90s, do you remember the super skinny models, right? Like Kate Moss.
For
And that was
sure.
defined as beauty. And then now one of the reasons why Rick had said BBL is because I had a conversation with him recently about how the trend right now is the filters or fillers, sorry, and the
And the butt
BBL.
fillers and everything?
Yes, and I
Yes.
said to him, "I can't wait for these trends go away, because it really gets in the way of how we truly define beauty within a person, especially for women. And how much I have worked with young kids, especially young women, young girls, to define beauty in their own way, and being able to show them that the media and everything outside impacts our definition of that, and it shouldn't. And so, anyway, I have different like perspectives and topics that I've come to cross and learn, and I incorporate into my work.
Yeah, for sure. I think Jay Boogie says social media messes it all up. I agree 300%. Like for us, it was like the 17 magazines when we were growing up, and the posters, and, like the music, and well, on our cassette tapes. Now you know how old I am. But yeah, I feel like it's gotten a lot worse for kids, the comparison of never feeling good enough. And even as streamers too, whether you like to compare or not, like people say, oh, I'm not comparing, but they are comparing. They're lying to you if they're saying that they've never compared, not one time. I think this whole world that we're in is like, could be sometimes of a facade, right?
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing everyone acting out and doing, I don't know, like, yeah, it's definitely sad, especially when you see 12 or 13-year-old girls, right? Like they're just not happy, how they
Yeah.
look. And
Yeah, they're wanting BBLs, or, and it's also affecting people's health. I think that that's the major problem in it, right? Because when you have a bad like surgeon, or they're not qualified, I've seen like ripples, in our bodies, and so it's definitely not supposed to be like that. And I, hope to be alive and to be able to see the changes in the future, whether it's 10 years from now or 20. I hope sooner. So, but yes, I typically have a passion with something, or I see something, I'm aware of it, and then I move into incorporating into my work. Hey, D Real, if you're not in, can you make sure you're in by now? Thank you, D Real.
yeah.
So, everyone, I just want to just switch over and say that I want to bring DJ D Real here because we have a meetup that we're doing, and it's the West Coast Bay Area meetup on August 10th and 11th. And so I wanted to bring D Real in to talk about that in as we end, towards the end of our interview. And so thank you, Honey Flo, for allowing us to be on together. D1 Drew, as well as DJ Eddie OG, couldn't be here with us today because they're busy with family. And but D Real and I want to come on to talk about the meetup in the West Coast.
I love King Melody's statement here. People need to stop looking for approval from people they don't approve of. Whew.
Yes.
Wow, King Melody, come with that. Not only with the music, but with the statements here. Come on now. I agree with you.
Yes.
Preach. Let's see here. Mariposa says action. Women bodies do not fully develop until age 25. Please leave your bodies alone. Which is true. I didn't realize your feet can grow, guys. My feet are still growing. I'm in my 40s. I'm like, how do feet? Apparently, did you know your ears? I know this is off topic, but your ears and feet grow. Like they could still grow as you age. I was like, what the heck? I don't want to look like Bigfoot. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Just having kids be able to alter their bodies and do whatever without telling their parents. Like it's a scary day and age because you may feel that way when you're younger, but then you may change and say, hey, I don't want this. Like look at China. Look at all the, it must have been painful reversing and removing all the tattoos and all the stuff she had to go through, all the fillers. And she's actually like really beautiful without it. Like she reminds me of Lauren London. I was like, girl, like you should have looked the way you looked when God created you that way, because she's like really beautiful,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think men are tired of seeing guys post in the chat. Are you tired of seeing that? Like be honest. If you're not, then Be honest, don't worry. We won't tear a strip out of you. But but aren't you tired? Aren't you tired a little bit of seeing that? It's like every woman is organic with the lips, with the butt, with this, with that, It's like the same thing. They
It
kinda look like
is.
fish to me,
I keep
or the big flashing, like, eyelashes, like, no
yeah.
offense to anyone that has big eyelashes, but that's not my thing. I don't know, I can't. Or the
Yeah,
long nails that are, like, this long, I can't. Sorry,
yeah.
guys, if any of you guys have it. No judgment. All
I
right.
I
Mhm.
wanna know as well, and, to just end this part, this section is that, I'm not necessarily against, cosmetic surgery, but I just
Mhm.
wanna make sure it's done correctly and that everything in terms of your health is gonna be good, right?
Because it's
Because if
scary.
we cut it is scary, because if we cut corners, like, that usually goes into the higher chances of, like, having something go on with your body that could actually be permanent, right? So,
Exactly. Like, Botox, I was just learning the other day what exactly is in there. Like, it's pretty
yeah,
nasty what's
yeah,
in Botox. It's
yeah,
scary. I'm like, "Oh, shoot, man. I'm
yeah,
not gonna inject anything. I'm gonna just start juicing and do
yeah.
push-ups like your boyfriend there, and hopefully I'll hopefully I'll get in shape," you
This is
know?
really important because, Jaybird J Boogie Nights says, "I work in the strip club industry and all the girls look the same. I hate
Yeah,
it."
I can see
I
that.
could see that.
And a lot of those girls J-Boogie, whether you realize it or not, like, I've been researching, like, strippers, especially with human trafficking and different
Yeah,
things that they encounter, a lot of them suffer PTSD. Believe it
yeah,
or not, you guys, you're just like, "Oh, the girl's confident, she's wanting it, she's all in front of the gram, she's all taking off her clothes." I promise you, if you guys sit down with some of these women and have a conversation with them, a lot of them are suffering PTSD and all kinds of crazy stuff. So
mhm,
I think twice. Like, I'm not judging anyone, but I'm being honest. The more you research and connect with some of these women, you're literally blown away with some of the stories. So, when you go and support, just keep that in mind that it's not every woman like wanting things or wanting it or wanting attention. There's a lot of horrible stuff in the industry as
yeah,
well, you know. So anyways, okay, so we're gonna bring in derail just in a minute. I'm gonna flip it because I know it's been kind of a bit deep the whole show. Hope you don't
yeah,
mind. I was interested in hearing more of your story.
thank
But
you.
before I bring him on, I was gonna ask you, what were some of do you have any, like, best moments on your show that you remember for you?
Mm.
Or any funny moments, any moments that stand out?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of funny moments. But I would say that one of the most memorable for me has actually been I had my first stream was a birthday celebration, and I had different DJs on, and I was able through a friend. Well, through another streamer, DJ, was able to get DJ Melody, from Beat Junkies on, and he does, Melody doesn't do a lot of that stuff, so for to have him on was actually a really big deal for me, and he's such an amazing, talented DJ. So I would say that that's definitely one of them. Um, I also think that going through partner and seeing how many of friends, people I didn't know, viewers that I did know, but not maybe IRL, came to support, and it was really amazing to be able to see that and feel that love. Because I'm not one that loves attention, and but I was, we were all pushing together. It wasn't just me. It was all of us pushing together for a common goal for the channel to be partner, not necessarily me, is how I felt. So that was those 2 I would say are the most memorable, one of the most memorable. There's a lot. There's definitely a lot more, but
Okay.
got it, AU Faka Disco
Awesome.
B.
So, yeah, thanks for sharing that. So we're
Of course.
how you doing, Fukuna, as well? Oh, who's this? I can't even pronounce his name.
AU
It's I'm
Faka.
just going to say Discopy.
Yeah,
Oh,
AU
okay.
Faka, like, "Hey, you
Oh,
fucker."
yeah. Okay, I think
He's
I got it now.
Hawaiian, so
I
it's
was like,
AU Faka.
okay, now I got it. I was like, what the heck? I'm like, what kind of second language is this? I can't
You could
pronounce his
call
name.
him Disco V.
I'll call you Disco B. How about that? All right, so let's bring in D Real as well,
Yes.
and you can talk about you guys. They're organizing a huge Twitch Up meetup group in the Bay Area. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I know it was huge in previous years, and they're all talking about it. So let's bring D Real in. D
Good.
Real, hey, how you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey. Hi,
Yeah, are you
D-Real.
Hold on.
are you listening to us through StreamYards?
I am, yes.
Oh.
Perfect.
Oh
Are you
shoot, his device. It says device not connected. Okay.
okay?
It says he needs to connect his mic and
sure.
cam before he could get on. So I don't know what happened there, but
Okay.
okay.
Okay, I'm
Well,
sure
we'll
he'll come back on. So you could
yeah.
just let him in when he gets back on. I can talk a little bit. I'll start about the meetup, and I'll give you a little bit of a background. So the last 3 years, in the Bay Area, we've, of course, derail. Don't worry, take your time. I'll go slow. So the last 3 years after the pandemic, DJ Twin Spin basically organized and coordinated the West Coast Bay Area meetup. And they basically there you go. Back? Are
I
we
think
good?
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
It's working good?
I don't see
Okay.
myself, but go ahead.
Oh, we see you.
Oh, there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we see
Wait,
you.
wait, wait. We can't really see you clearly. You're gonna have to do 10 jumping jacks for us to see you. I'm just messing with him. All right, that's okay.
hilarious.
Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. Yeah. All right, we
That's
see you.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So basically the last 3 years, DJ Twin Spin has had this meetup. And at the end of his third year or during his third year doing it, he decided that he was not going to be able to have enough time to do it. And so I uh volunteered to take over with others that would be able, because to me this is really a team effort. And I don't think he's done it. Twinsman has done it by himself, and he was very successful at it. But I didn't think I could do it myself, to be honest. It was just a lot, and I wanted to partner with others and really bring community together. And so myself, D1 Drew, DJ D Real, and DJ Eddie OG, we basically, the four of us are on the committee to really make this happen. And, shout out to Chateau Diamag. I think they're lurking right now for doing the merch, volunteered to do the merch. DJ Theo Tabora, who did the flyer as well as the logo. And also the B side, who will be helping to do photography. And so there's really a whole team who is a part of the West Coast Bay Area meetup. And we what I love about the group, the four of us, is that every single person agreed to not use our names. The Real's part of a huge group in the Bay. Some of you may have heard it, but it's the Vibe and Out crew. And we agreed to go under the West Coast Bay Area meetup so that the focus it's not about us, it's about the community. And it's about viewers, it's about streamers, and it's about mods. And so I wanted to make sure that that happened this year along, because Twin did that the last 3 years. And so we are trying our best to get as many people to come as possible. It is one of the biggest meetups that I actually have been to, or if not the biggest meetup that I've been to. I haven't been to the meetups in the East Coast, but I will be. There's a New York one. And so
Ohio Ohio's
Yeah,
huge.
yes, and I know
100
there's
people.
there's been Florida ones, so I haven't been, but on the West Coast, at least, it's one of the biggest ones, and so we're really excited to have this, but I'm gonna be quiet because I've been talking the whole show, and I wanna allow D-Real to talk about it. D-Real, I'm not sure if there's anything that you want to, say about the meetup.
And why don't
No,
you first introduce yourself, D-Real, just and your shows, just so people know who you are as well and can add you, follow you.
yeah, thank you, DJ Honeyflow. First off, I think there's a delay on my system, so let me know if that's the case. But I'll keep talking. So yeah, my name is DJ D Real. I'm here in the San Francisco Bay Area, East Bay, in a town called Hayward, to be exact. I stream about 3 times a week, sometimes 4, just depends. But right now we're doing a summer show on Mondays. I call it Monday Jams, 8 p.m. Pacific time. I also do something called Oldie Sessions. It's the longest running oldies, so old soul, rare soul show on Twitch right now on Wednesdays, and that usually starts around 6 p.m. Pacific time. We do about like 4 hours of that. And then on Friday, of course, is the big one, Vibing Out Fridays, which my brother Eddie OG puts together. He kind of is the mastermind scheduling behind it, but him and I kind of partner and tag team on different elements of it. But yeah, those are kind of the main days, and then you can catch me here and there on different raid trains and so on.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. So you were also organizing this Bay Area, like the Twitch group as well?
Yeah, so with Vibing Out, going back like a couple of years ago, right after that pandemic, and at least here in the Bay Area, when restrictions were starting to be lifted, we started putting together some of the early Twitch meetups here in the Bay Area, and we've been kind of driving that over the past couple of years, and then when there was going to be a switch on the West Coast Bay Area meetup, and Cynthia kind of took over. She approached Eddie, and then Eddie approached me and brought me in, and we were more than happy to collaborate and partner up with Cynthia, especially for this year. I don't think Cynthia's talked about it, but we have this unity theme. If you've looked at the flyers, but we feel really strongly about the communities, everybody coming together, because there is a lot of like different communities here and there, and what we really want to do is kind of bring more folks together. So different folks know who we are on the Vibing Outside, and we get to know them, and vice versa. So it's really about just finally bringing everybody into one group, and really with the mission being that, hey, we're all streamers, we're all DJs on this platform. Let's make sure that we connect, we network, and just work together.
Nice. And how many people did you guys have last year? Was it about 100, or was it more than that, would you say, or less?
No, it was definitely more than 100.
Wow.
Let's see. I think it's up 200 plus people.
Man, I wish I could make it. Sheesh.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the largest meetups. And since we are taking over, there's a change, and we hope we can, continue that momentum. It's really hard to, but I am grateful and hopeful that we'll be okay.
Yeah, that's all. It must be so much work too, finding a venue, trying to food, like accommodate, pricing. Like it's probably a lot, right? Planning?
It is a lot of planning, but it's not too bad. And to be honest with you, the 4 of us have been working together very closely and easy. It's been very easy. The hardest actually was to find a free venue because we really don't have a budget. So our budget is $0.
Wow.
So really,
Man. But are you guys charging anyone?
No, we're not.
Are you guys charging anyone?
Free?
Really?
No, it's a free
wow.
event. Yeah, it's free.
But you guys should,
charging.
yeah, you guys should probably charge a little bit, because that would help, like, say with food or venue space, or, that's awesome that you guys negotiated a venue though. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That never happens,
Yeah, we were able. Well, that's why it took forever to find a venue, because we were looking for 2, not just one venue, but 2 venues. Do you want to talk about D-Real August 10th and 11th, the difference in what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, I'm glad to. So there's 2 things happening that weekend. On Saturday, August the 10th, we're doing kind of like a pre-party, if you will, before the actual meetup day. So Saturday, August the 10th, we're going to be at Emporium SF. in San Francisco. Great venue. It's like this old church that's been converted into kind of like this arcade, kind of cool hangout place. So we're going to have a few of the DJs up that day doing sets. So that's going to be an amazing time. So hopefully folks that get to town early can check that one out. But again, that's on Saturday, August the 10th in SF. And then on Sunday, that's the big one. That's the big meetup. We're doing that at 21st Amendment Brewery in the city of San Leandro, right here in the Bay Area, not too far from San Francisco, Oakland areas. But yeah, that's going to be the main spot. That one is from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. is the time frame for that at the moment. But yeah, we're excited, and we're looking forward to seeing all the different folks, not only just folks here in the Bay Area, but folks coming in from out of town.
Yeah, do you guys have a lot of people coming in from different places or out of town too?
Yeah, we do. So, in terms of the lineup, we have DJ Icy Ice, we have
Nice.
360, we have I
Ooh.
am DJ Drake. My first time that I'm going to be meeting Drake, so I'm really excited. And then we have DJ Rec 3SA. We have DJ Chris Cut. I'm just going to read the lineup. Hold on.
Yes.
It's easier that way. We have DJ Chris Cut, we have DJ Juice, we got Mo One, and then we have DT Jams Live, Mrs. DJ Unique, we have Jackie Beats, DJ Rick Lee, DJ Intake from New York is also coming. I think I hit it all. Yep. Disco
Wow.
B. Sorry, hold on. I can't miss Disco B. Ayufaka Disco B is coming. Hi, Roots Man. And I got Sunny D here. Hi, Sunny D. We love you. Thank you
You
so,
got a
so much.
crazy lineup. Yeah, Sunny D, I see you. Roots Man. Oh, shoot. Cynthia Fong. What the heck? I just saw on another computer. I
No,
nearly
that's
missed that.
okay.
What the heck? Cynthia Fong, you're my guest. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how many subs there are.
Oh,
What
I
the
lost
heck?
track. We don't.
Oh
It's
my
okay.
gosh.
Thank you for having us. I
I can't
really
even
appreciate
count.
it.
She just dropped like 7, I think it's 7 subs, guys. I can't even read, can't even count.
Marvelous.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you
don't
so
want to
much.
forget DJ Prodigy, the Taskmaster. DJ Prodigy is
Prodigy's
also
everywhere. Prodigy needs
Yes.
to be the spokesperson for Twitch. Is Diva 929 coming? She would definitely
Yeah,
liven up the party.
Diva's definitely coming. Yes. And so I
Or-
can't miss DJ High Note. High Note is also going to be
Ooh,
in the
High Note.
lineup as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
if I was in San Fran, High Note, I'd be right behind the booth, shazamming you, shazamming your backside, because I really liked his funk boogie. Is that what it is?
Boogie
Anyways,
Funk.
yes, boogie funk. That's it. That's it. I really, really liked it. Anyways, Margula's still with us too. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's a lot of subs. Thank you. I appreciate it. You just paid for my StreamYards for 2 months now. Thank you. Oh man. I appreciate it. So yeah, so that's awesome with your group. And was it easy finding like a venue and you guys try negotiating with them or just trying to get everything all worked out? Like, was it easy doing that or kind of because with a large group, it's tough.
Yeah, it was easy. And myself and D1 Drew and Mrs. D1 Drew and DJ Rickley, the four of us were looking for venues. D Real was giving suggestions, and I was checking out the venues that he was giving us. We did it for like 12, 13 weeks or something in a row to look for something because we weren't just looking for free venues. We wanted to make sure that it was good, like the food is good and all that. So we would actually go there and try the food and have lunch and all that. Shout out to Mrs. D1 Drew. She was with us the whole time. That's a long time to do it 12, 13 weeks in a row. I think we may have skipped just 1 week, but we saw each other. And but it wasn't that hard. I knew that I wanted Saturday's gig, and we knew that we wanted Sundays. We wanted to work out some kinks, and so let me just plug in really quick. We have, if you're in the Bay Area, please make sure you check out Reboot, and that is by D1 Drew. And Reboot is also at the same location, 21st Amendment. I think the next one is it October 20th, Mrs. Drew? And so make sure you check it out because in the Bay right now, we have West Coast Bay Area meetup, but we also have like monthly events. They're day parties. And we all work together to make sure we kind of like coordinated and worked out the schedule. And D-Real, do you have the next Vibin' Out like event or anything, IRL or
Not right now. We're working on something. We'll announce it when we're ready. So just follow me on Instagram for all the details. We do have Lucky Sundays coming up at the end of the month here. That one's put together by Chris Leo. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's the next one that's going to feature a few of the Vibing Out folks. And Icy Ice is also coming down for that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, nice. Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a really dope time. Where could people go? Like, do you guys have a page set up on Instagram or anywhere for this meetup?
Yeah. Let's see. One and only B, she just put it up. B,
sure.
can you put it up again? Thank
Yeah,
you
if you
so much.
Yeah, if you could put it up, and that'd be great. So for anyone that's out of town, like to travel in, I would love to come to this meetup group as well. But maybe I'll definitely try to come the next one if I can. Yeah,
Yes.
sounds like a great time, a really good time. Yeah.
Thank you,
Let's
B.
trying to scroll up. Oh, okay. She just reposted it. Okay, here it is. Yes. So anyone that's interested, you guys, the West Coast Bay Area meetup group, August 10th and 11th. Make sure you're following them on IG. WC is it BAM or sorry, BA meetup.
WCBA stands for West Coast Bay Area and then meetup.
Oh, meetup. Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to say, like with it, or even just like in general with all the DJs and streamers on the West Coast as well?
Yeah, I don't have anything. D-Real?
No, just invite everybody to come down on either of those days. Come out, hang out, meet some new folks, make some new friends, reconnect with friends you haven't seen in a while. But yeah, it's open to everybody, DJs, all sorts of streamers. I mean, we know that Twitch is a big community, but yeah, we'd love to see a lot of different folks come out and kind of, get to know this side of the community.
Yeah, I'm Vibing Out Crew's doing big things, you guys. Make sure you add them. I know they invited me a few times on their raid train too on Fridays. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So definitely make sure you guys check them out and add them. They always bring a different kind of flavor and that West Coast flavor for sure that they always bring. So definitely check them out. Oh, Disco Bee's like, I'll be selling lemonade. I'll be selling lemonade outside. Hey, don't knock it, man. My nephew, they make like $500 selling lemonade, looking all
Really?
cute. So Disco Bee, maybe you could look all cute outside, and try to rent a kid or bring your kid if you have one and force them to sell lemonade, and you'll get lots of money, right?
There you
Yeah.
go, Disco Bee.
Are you guys going to the Atlantic City? Because isn't your group like right after Atlantic City?
I'm not sure. When is Atlantic City?
The DJ Expo? I thought it was kind of around the same time, or you guys were right after?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
The DJ Expo is, I think, that week. And then it's the meetup, if I remember correctly.
Okay. It's okay. August 5th to the 8th. Are any of you guys going to the DJ Expo in Atlantic City? Nerd Chris, you're pretty close to there. Let me know.
Nerd Chris is going, yeah.
I would love to go to that too. Have you guys gone to it or no?
Not yet. I wanted to go this year, but it's too close to the meetup.
Yeah, it's super close.
I don't
you
think we can be gone.
Have you gone D-Real to the DJ Expo?
I haven't gone to that one. I got to go to my first NAM in January. So
NAM,
cool.
yeah, we've been to NAM
nice.
a couple times. NAM
cool
is a great
story. DJ Mary 808 from the Philippines. She auditioned for Atlantic City, like just Carnival Cruises, and now if you check her Instagram, she's on Carnival Cruises. She got booked and hired on there, which is so dope. Like,
my
so
God.
awesome seeing her.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Really?
mean, but she's got the whole it factor, like she's beautiful. She's a great DJ. She knows how to kind of work a crowd. And I was so happy for her opportunity as well. Like that was huge. It was thousands of DJs in line that DJs we knew that auditioned, right?
That is amazing. How
Yeah.
great is
So,
that?
but it was like, I think 6 to 8 months of training. Like, it was pretty intense safety training and all that with the boats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, make sure you guys check her out. She's super dope. So, before we end off, I was going to ask you too, what would be on your, say, bucket list? Like, if you could, with your show, or what you would want to do. I'm sure, obviously, getting to partner, but like, is there anything else you could think of on your bucket list for your talk shows and what you want to do?
Yes, I have a goal or a want. I would love to interview because I love listening to freestyle, and I would love to be able to get to a place where I can interview there we have a group of like API freestyle artists in the Bay Area that originated here. I would love to be able to do a show like that. And then recently, I reached out to someone that I've had on my show, and I'm not going to disclose just yet, but we are working on a show to bring like the Asian American artists from back in 2000s, I believe. Yeah,
Nice.
2000s. And so we're working on it. Hi, D1 Drew. Shout
How
out
you
to
doing,
D1 Drew.
Drew? Good to see you. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. So I look forward to hopefully that all pans out because I've had some ideas to do shows. That's the thing about talk shows. And then I think the schedule doesn't work and then something happens and then you don't have a show, right? Like one that you're really looking forward to too. So
Mm,
and then or it happens like I've had ideas where it happens like 6 months to a year later, you know. So
exactly.
hopefully it
Yeah,
pans out.
for sure. Have you ever thought about DJing now that you're dating someone that's a DJ? You're around so many DJs. Have you ever thought about jumping on the tables? And well, not that kind of jumping on the tables, like
Not like
where
Mr.
Boogie
D1
works.
Drew.
Not where, yeah, is it where Boogie? Is it Boogie or Jay Boogie works? Not, I didn't mean it that way. You guys know what I mean. um, on the ones and twos, on the ones and twos.
No, I definitely have not thought about I've thought about going on and trying and learning, but my answer is absolutely not.
No,
I'm just
really?
not interested. Yeah, I'm
That's
not interested.
interesting.
Yeah, one and only B has been trying to get me to DJ for like since I started streaming. She's like DJ Cynthia coming soon.
Oh, man.
Oh,
I was gonna say
derail. Did
thank
you
you,
get knocked
DJ.
out?
Yeah, thank you, DJ D-Real for, coming on too. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. No, he had to go. That's
Okay.
okay. No problem.
All
But thanks
right.
for coming on and just sharing with us, the event. Make sure you guys are adding DJ D-Rail Real. I always call him Rail, DJ D-Real in the
Derail.
building. Hey, we got DJ John Henry coming in, just when we're leaving. Nerd Chris is teaching you how to DJ. So if you had, that's interesting that you don't want to DJ. That's interesting because it seems
Yeah.
like you know more about DJ culture than probably like a lot of DJs, since you're organized. What about event planning? You'd be good at that. You're already doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go ahead and stick to I want to stay focused and support others. And the one thing about being a therapist and a consultant for nonprofits, it doesn't allow me too much time to be able to invest in other things. I
Yeah.
could do less of it, but I prefer not to, only because I have such a passion, right, for what I do and I love what I do. And really want to stick to it, to be honest. DJ John Henry, that's so funny. He comes in hot. Nerd Chris is
Oh,
teaching me how
congrats.
to
That's
DJ.
another aisle two. That's another aisle two story.
Definitely. So
DJ
cute.
John Henry and Nerd Chris and
Yes,
him proposing to her. He's done it the right
I
way.
know.
DJ John Henry, you need to do a class for all DJs on Twitch, especially the ones that are trying to DM you and talk to you, but they don't want anything, like they don't want a relationship. They just want everything open. So you need to do a class. I think you'd make a lot of money, doing a class for all the ladies, how to do it the right way and how to commit as a DJ. Don't be scared. So for all you guys that don't know DJ John Henry, proposed a little while ago to Nerd Chris. And you know the crazy thing, I'm gonna put a Nerd Chris on full blast. I don't know if I can say this because it was a private message, so I hope you don't mind, Nerd Chris. Like, you know, after she was single for a minute, she's like, "I'm gonna have a hot girl summer, honey Flo." And I kept saying, "No." I'm like, "No, do not do that. I promise you, you're gonna end up with a broken heart. No hot girl summer. Get an aisle 2. Don't do it. Don't do it." Sorry, Nerd Chris, I'm putting you on blast. And she's like, "No, I don't care. I'm gonna have a hot girl summer." And then look at now she decided not to do that, and she got into a relationship, and now she's got a hot girlfriend. She's not even a hot girlfriend. Hot
John
girlfriend.
ruined a hot girl summer.
She's not even a hot girlfriend summer. She's now a
Just
wifey.
a
You know? So it goes to show
Oh,
anyone
God.
that's a hot mess or going through any hot girl summer thing. You never know. You never know. You can meet a great man like DJ John Henry. And same with Cynthia Fong with her I was gonna say fiance, sorry, I don't want to scare you.
Yeah,
Her
don't
boyfriend.
scare me, right?
I could tell you were kind of like this. I could tell by your face. You're like, no, don't do. And then he's like,
"No, we're not going to talk about weddings or
he's
marriage."
like, sure. He's like, maybe. Well, you know what? You say that now. Everyone, not to put any pressure on anyone, but I do know these things, guys. Every DJ that has talked to me and said, forget it. I'm never getting married again. I'm never going to get into a relationship again. I'm good. Whatever. I'm going to have my hot boy summer. I'm going to have my hot girl summer. And you know what? I see them a year later, less than a year later, married. I'm like, maybe I should say that so I can actually go down the aisle instead of DJing so many weddings.
No,
Oh,
that
one
didn't happen, John Henry.
one
We
and
don't want
only
rumors.
one and only says it's her hot fiance summer. You guys make a good couple though. I think Rick seems like he'd be like a funny guy. Like he'd mess with you a lot,
No.
you know?
Yeah, that's what he does all day. Quickly.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
John
Nerd
Henry.
Chris, you're right. I interviewed you guys. I knew you were dating, but nobody else did, so I couldn't ask in my interview.
They make a good looking couple too. Oh yeah, that would be hilarious. Crick Lee in a tux with sleeves or without sleeves. That'd be so funny if his sleeves were cut off. Him being in a tux. I could see him. You guys kind of remind me of like Chris Cut a bit. I don't know why.
Really?
Like Chris Cut, maybe her relationship a little bit. I don't know. Just there's just something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you know, that's kind of how I feel. Like see, oh, what?
Jay
Jay
Boogie
Book-
he was
says
right. He's
Yeah,
the first one that ever said that Rick and I will get married. And
really?
I keep telling him to be quiet.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like, okay, guys, you know, but I'm just saying, you guys heard it first. Remember this date. You know, you never know. You never know what Crick Lee's gonna do next, I think. But I want to thank you for coming on this show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I always end off with one last question. You know, it's kind of a deep question, but I always like hearing what people have to say. But besides like our talk shows and everything we do, would there be anything on your life bucket list? So say if you only had like a few months to live, what would that look like to you on your life bucket list? What would you want to do?
That one's really easy. I haven't been to Greece, and one of the things I used to do, like a lot of reports when I was really young kid on like Greece and I don't know, history and all that. I want to be able to go to Santorini and take lots of pictures. It looks so beautiful there. So I want to be able to travel. I love traveling, so that's what I would like to do before anything. Jay Boogie Nights said, I had to tell Cynthia she was in a relationship. Okay. You're right. Jay Bird was the first to be like, you're in a relationship. And I was like, no, I'm not. And
funny.
I moved in that route. Thank you, Jay Boogie Nights, for reminding me that.
Who knows? Maybe
I want to go to Greece.
Maybe Ricky will take you to Greece. You guys, hint to Rick, hint to Rick. Maybe they'll take you to Greece. You never know. You never know. You know. Yeah. Oh, Boogie's like, I'm here to help.
I'm here to help.
John Henry's like, I would avoid prison. You don't even look like the type of guy that would end up maybe in prison. Maybe I don't know. You got two like those baby looks, John Henry. You look like you couldn't even like touch a fly. You know,
That's hilarious. Cynthia might need some
like
therapy.
kind of run if there was a girl fight, John Henry. No offense, but you look like one of those like nice guys that doesn't get in any fights.
Exactly.
We got DJ Chanel B in the building. How you doing, girl? She's everywhere like Prodigy too.
Hi, DJ Chanel B. How are you? It's good
Chanel
to see
B,
you here.
going to the Bay Area group. Let us know if you're going too, because you're everywhere. Like she's here on a cruise, she's at the airport, then she's going somewhere else. Like I can't keep up. Yes, Nerd Chris says I'm the fighter one. Exactly. That's why you need John Henry in your life. You need a John Henry in your life because
what is enough?
she's a feisty little fight. Usually the small ones are the little chihuahuas. We're all like that. Yeah.
Almost everyone I know that is that is petite on the petite side they're the feisty ones.
I'm like that too. I can have a little bit of a bark, but people don't know it too much. Sometimes it comes out.
I can see that in you.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it comes out just a little.
Come to the meetup, Chanel B. We would love to have you at the West Coast Bay Area meetup.
Yeah, you should go, Chanel B. I gotta definitely come sometime for sure. Love to meet you as well. So we are going to wrap up. I was gonna ask where you wanted to raid into, if there's anyone that you see on, if you can see. I'm not quite sure.
Let's see. I can see. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. Let's do you want to support Mrs. DJ Unique, who's doing a Plur raid train? They do the Plur raid train every Wednesday.
Sure, yeah, we could definitely do that. I haven't seen her in a minute. I know I believe she came through. Yeah, let's definitely support her. So Mrs. Unique, right? I'm just
Mrs. DJ Unique.
Mrs. DJ Unique. Okay, make sure you guys support her, add her. Thank you guys for coming through. Do you want to shout out anyone in the chat as well?
Yeah, I just want to say bye and thank you everyone for being here. DJ John Henry, Nerd Chris, Chanel B, thank you so much. I know that Mrs. D1 Drew is in here. Jay Boogie Nights, thank you, Jaybird, for being here. I really appreciate it. Jessica G, I one and only B, thank you so much. My mod, always helping me and supporting. Thank you to Rick Lee and also DJ D Real for being here earlier to talk about the meetup and also talk about my relationship. Thank you to Honey Flow for the surprise, and thank you for being having me on your show. D1 Drew, I don't want to miss you as well, and DJ Eddie OG, who couldn't be here today, but also part of the meetup. So make sure if you don't know about the meetup, the West Coast Bay Area meetup is August 10th and 11th. Please make sure that you come to the Bay to join us. It'll be a fun time.
All right. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining the Honey Flow show. I'll be up sometime. I think I have a house raid tomorrow. Actually, let us know the next time you're on too, so they know when to catch you.
I'm not sure, but tonight we might do a pop-up at around 8 p.m. But I'll definitely be on next Wednesday at 8. I usually stream on Wednesdays at 8 every other week, but I'm gonna do more before the meetup.
Okay, awesome. So make sure you guys check out the West Coast Bay Area. Everyone in the building, add Cynthia Fong. Thank you so much for joining me and all your support today. Wow. For my show, all those subs. Oh my goodness. I think there's like 8 or 9 of them. Thank you so much. Blessings to you as well. And I can't wait to see more in your future. I really believe that there's so much more for you. In the work you do, in the line of work. And if you guys need, a therapist, a counselor, someone to talk to, make sure you reach out to her, you guys. She's in this virtual world. She obviously understands and connects with a lot of streamers that are going through stuff. So definitely reach out, a great resource. So reach out to her as well. And she can, assist and provide, definitely what you need as well. All right. So we are
Thank
going
you.
to raid out right now, you guys. Copy my raid message. We're going to Mrs. DJ Unique. Stay, even if it's for a few minutes. Definitely helps a streamer. And I'm going to start this raid train off, and hopefully this works.
Yes, please make sure you stay for the raid. I
Yenta,
want to be able to support. Hi, Yenta. Thank you so much for being here and listening.
one and only B, Jessica, that's been here the whole time. King Melody, definitely always supporting me. Mrs. One, DJ Drew as well. Chanel B. Let's see, Nerd Chris, John Henry. Thank you guys for coming through. Appreciate you. And who else is here? And everyone else. I appreciate you guys. Jay Boogie Nights.
King
everyone
Melody.
coming through. Yes, King Melody and everyone else. Thanks you guys for coming through. I'll see you guys again and on the Honey Flow show, and make sure you guys catch Cynthia's show as well too. Hope you guys have a great blessed.
Thank you.
Let's see. I think it's almost going through.
Okay.
So we'll see here. So you said you're going to be on maybe in a little bit, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
My
8
time,
o'clock.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe that'll be, what is it, 11? I think 11 o'clock my time. I'll try to jump back on if I can. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If not, don't worry about it. Did we raid through?
I think it's still
It's still going.
It's almost going. Okay,
Hi,
I'm gonna press it.
everyone.
I'm going to press it. I'm going to try to do it one
Oh,
more
there you
time.
go.
Sometimes it misses. Oh, sometimes it misses people. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, thanks for coming through, and we'll definitely be in
Thank
touch.
you.
Then.
That was
All
great.
right.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you.
Yes, for sure. Okay,
Bye.
take care. Have a good night. Take care. All right. See you guys. I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to try to re-raid, and I think we are good. All right. Take care, you guys.